A strong trait for Brenda is the fact that she cares. And through her years, as I've walked past her office, there's someone sitting in her office and she's talking to them openly. We've always had an open door policy, but Brenda truly lived that. She was not a stranger to anyone, and she was a type of leader that you could just walk in and start up a conversation. But she was really an open person for people to speak to. She truly is the icon of our mission, which is to help others.
I grew up on a small farm in St. Mindred with my parents and 9 siblings, so we worked hard on the farm, and we actually grew produce and sugarcane to make extra money to help the family. So I think I probably learned something about entrepreneurship growing up that I really didn't realize until later in life.
Most kids were having their moms run them around to soccer practice and this, that, and the other, and mom would be doing that, but she'd be running right back to work, or she'd go to work after we went to bed, etc. So it was just a lot different from that perspective. At the same time, growing up with an executive mother also taught me, and I feel like my siblings, how to be independent.
So I wanted to be a beautician and went to my parents, and they said, I think you should go into the workforce after high school. So that's what I did. I went into the workforce and I became a typesetter. Typesetting 8 and 9 hours a day took a little bit of toll on my posture. So basically the next step was purchase The Sound of Music, and I quit my job. I was 19 years old. That was in 1971. And then in 1973, we purchased a Radio Shack franchise. And then in the mid to late 70s, they came out with computers and phones. And we were a small business, and I said, hey, if this can help us, I'm sure it can help other businesses and schools, etc. So we started 2 divisions within The Sound of Music. One was the Computer Center, which is what I took over, led, and one was Comsound Telecommunications for the phone side, which Dan Fritsch was an account manager and later the manager of that division. And as technology began to converge between the computers and the telephones, we came back together in 1997 and formed Matrix Integration, which is a thriving business today.
I'd say a business challenge that stands out is that my mother was a single mother who started a business in an industry that wasn't very popular. Technology was new, and she was trying to get a new business in a newer industry while raising 4 children on her own. So I feel like she beat the odds and ended up being very successful with it.
I am most proud of my mother for just having the guts to start a business. I think about that. I run around in circles where I'm comparing notes with other CEOs and presidents, etc. And some of those have taken over family businesses. Some are hired guns to where they're hired from the outside to run the business. Some are family businesses, and some are entrepreneurs. And it's interesting that I'm always gravitated to and most impressed by those peers that have started it from the ground up. And I'm just constantly asking questions about just the process of how you even start a business, right? And have the guts to do it. How do you get funding? And then all the hard work, you're wearing multiple hats, et cetera, et cetera. So I've always been most impressed by just the fact that Mom started it from the ground up.
So one of the great stories I remember about Brenda early on in our working together was, as a Radio Shack dealer, Radio Shack introduced personal computers. And when they introduced personal computers, Brenda was looking at, okay, how could we use this personal computer in the business? And I still remember to this day, she used to have to outsource her mailing labels to an outsourced company, and it always frustrated her because it was all manual, and then they had to send off the changes because people changed their name or changed their address. And I still remember how excited she was the first time that she took a floppy drive about this big, plugged it into an old TRS-80 computer, new at that time, and was able to generate mailing labels. I never knew someone could get so excited about just being able to print out mailing labels. But in essence, what that allowed us to do was very quickly turn around and do direct mail campaigns, direct flyers to people, and we had control of that situation. And I really think that spawned some of Brenda's, hey, this could grow. This could be something better for companies that they could use and help them do their business better. So I just still remember to this day how excited. I remember where I was standing when she was like, we can print mailing labels. This is great.
Well, breaking into the market in the 70s as a female, you know, I think back and I think because I was young and I was naive, it really didn't enter my mind that it was more a male-dominated industry. And so I think with that naivety, I guess my whole take on life was, you know, learn your trade, do a good job, you know, deliver a service, and, you know, find out what customer needs are and then satisfy them. But we're all humans, and I looked at it as, hey, if I have the passion and the ability to learn, it didn't matter if I was a female.
I'd be most proud that she has set an example for her children and her grandchildren of hard work and perseverance, and it will pay off. And we all have reaped the benefits from that determination that she had, and that just makes me very proud.
Brenda educating young minds on a constant basis ever since she was young. She's had this passion about youth and helping people start businesses, of getting people involved in business, excited about business. She truly is that icon that Junior Achievement is looking for. And she's been a big backer of that for a long time. And I congratulate her on this award. It's truly deserving.